we just weren't abiding to the universal law of reciprocity.
We really weren't.
One must give and receive, or else resentment
Yes.
will build,
Exactly.
or else the thing will fail.
Yeah.
It's not in accordance with the yin and yang of life, that balance.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just something we realize we need to do for everything in our life, especially the free communities and the offers that we have. We need to make sure that if we are giving to the standard of which we set, like you were mentioning before, the websites or the community, everything is top notch. We only put out great things. And I absolutely love that about us. And that's what separates it, because the retention rate is so high because people really enjoy great things and we just only do great things.
Yeah.
Problem is, if we are expending so much energy to make them great, as opposed to just mid or terrible, at the end of the day, we just feel depleted.
Right.
And also, we feel kind of broke. Because if we are, money is just energy, right? And if we're just giving all the time and not allowing for us to properly be receiving,
Right.
then there's going to be burnout. There's going to be the end to these incredible communities simply because we don't feel safe in our own environment. We don't feel as if we're being reciprocated properly. And just like especially romantic relationships, I think this is perfect.
Yeah.
Imagine being in a relationship with someone who never affirms you and acknowledges what you do for them.
Right.
And never does anything in return.
Yeah.
Why would you ever be?
Let's get into this.
Let's talk about it.
Because here's one of the big things. And you know, what we're talking about in this conversation is a lot of things that I've actually never said publicly. I feel like I say these things a lot to Cam, but I somewhat judge myself for saying them because I don't want to come across as ungrateful. And I don't want to come across as like not being so overcome with appreciation for the amount of support and love and care that we've gotten from people. And so I think that's what stops me from sharing these things, because I don't ever want the wires to be crossed. But I also realize that if you're someone who's very heartfelt and who is a giver by nature, these are the conversations we're all afraid to have. Like all givers have this wound where they don't want to make people feel bad.
And let me jump on this real quick, because one thing we're experiencing right now, and one thing many others are experiencing, is they feel this unequal energy exchange taking place.
Right.
But they look at their life and be like, but everything's still all good.
Right.
You're like, we're not starving. We're not broke by any means.
No, we're totally fine.
We're all good.
We're not broke.
But there's...
You use that word, I was like,
part
LOL.
Of like, I mean, our entire life is dedicated to serving others. If you really think about it. Everything we do is creating and connecting and building spaces, having the conversation necessary to move people forward in life. That is how we spend our entire day.
Yeah.
We do very, very little things for ourselves. And if it is, it's simply just self-care and maintenance and recovery to make sure that we can continue doing more.
Yes.
Right? A lot of people are in a relationship, but they're doing something very, very similar. And they're like, well, I have, the mortgage is paid and I have enough for groceries. So I should be fine, right? I'm good. Everything's taken care of. But it isn't, though. Just because all of your needs are taken care of doesn't mean we have to abandon the desire for the wants, especially when we deserve it. And we know in our hearts what we deserve.
Yeah.
And you and I think this is what really has fueled the past few months, now that we're really getting into it, and I'm so glad we're doing this. It is, we did not feel a good reciprocity for the things that we do. And so because of that, we needed a time to step back, reflect, pivot, and set new standards for everything we do going forward. Now, one thing that's a little bit different, this podcast, other content we put out, this is some of what we call the highest leverage impact we can make. We record this once in 45 minutes, and we set it up, and this can live on the internet and interwebs for centuries going forward and impact potentially millions of people by watching these videos. This is an incredibly high leverage. I'm not feeling any lack of reciprocity here.
Oh yeah, no. And it's fun. We enjoy it.
100%. But there are other friendship relationships in our lives, family relationships in our lives, relationships we have with community members, especially the free ones,
Yep.
And even the ones that are paid, we don't feel as if we are, and again, this is our fault here. We are not allowing ourselves to be receiving to the level of which we've been giving. And whenever there is that difference or that dissonance, in that middle ground comes judgment, resentment, anger, shame, and guilt. And us being good humans and aware humans, we do not want to build resentment around the exact people we're trying to serve.
Right.
Right? That makes sense.
Right.
And now we're building, I know a lot of people aren't building, communities that are now around the nation and doing a bunch of stuff online, whatever it is, but people can feel this in some aspect of life. There's that one friend, there's that one family member, there's that one coworker, whatever it is, where you just give, and you get nothing back. And sometimes you're required to give. Sometimes it's like your child and you have to take care of them. Or other times it could be a spouse or a coworker or boss, whatever it is. And when you don't feel the reciprocity that oftentimes in this world either comes from affirmation or confirmation, not confirmation, well, confirmation too, but compensation in some way. It doesn't mean they got to give you money, but there needs to be some give and take here. I realized that's just how human life works.
Right.
And my entire life, when I didn't understand that balance, that was the cause of pretty much all my frustration.
Yeah.
And sometimes that meant I was abandoning a part of myself that wasn't allowed to receive. Like all this may be just an inner journey, but a lot of it just stemmed from different relationships I had and different interactions that never felt 50-50. And over time, I built judgment and resentment towards people. And I think we are just feeling that right now. And we realize that if we are going to scale, we can't just be giving the same levels we're giving without actually receiving. And so other than holding back the amount we're giving, we just need to feel comfortable asking to receive. And in this example, especially when it comes to business, asking to receive monetarily or through, hey, can you just write a testimonial? Can you let us know how it was? Any feedback? Can you, and again, for the walk, the simplest shit ever, give us your email, just like every other event already does, right? Everywhere else they go,
Right.
that they're already doing that. That is just a little bit more for us to feel the proper reciprocity.